Hello, dears, your Aunty Lillian. Welcome to part two of my Poppin' podcast here. Episode 2 is here. I just know the last one we did was our big smoke deer, and it was a great success. And I just want to thank everybody who came in to have a wee bit of a check at it there. Well, this is episode 2. And today we are talking to our Corey, and his TikTok username is at content by Corey. And our Corey does everything. Our Corey does everything. He tastes things. He goes away on holidays. He looks at hotels. He does a bit of cooking. And also talks about life itself. So without further ado, I'm going to bring our Corey up so you can meet him, dear. Okay, folks, so here he is. Here's our Corey all the way from Lurgan, dear. It's actually not too far away from your Auntie Lillian. Corey, are you, dear?
Only 20 minutes away to be train, love.
20 minutes. Have you lived in Lurgan all your life? No, basically, that's where you were born and brought up. Is that where you're from?
Born and brought up, and then I left when I was 18, and then I'm back.
You're back. So, tell us, before we get into the TikTok scenario, because, right, our Corey's on TikTok, as I said in the intro. He does a lot of things there. He mentions local businesses. He does taste tests. He goes away on holidays. He does cooking. Have I left out a hang out there, Corey?
We shopping halls, maybe?
We shopping halls. I've actually maybe got one of those. So have you never know. By the way, folks, anybody doesn't know the videos that I'm going to bring up today, anybody who's on Aunty Lillian's podcast don't know what videos I have because they got me select and I just left all around me as usual.
Right. Sure, why not?
So tell me, let's go back to the very beginning with you, Corey. Tell us about you when you were a bit younger growing up, just briefly. Just give us a wee bit of background about you, love.
Yeah, so I'm a family of, I've got 2 siblings. I'm the middle child.
Oh.
We cinder fella, hard done by. And I come from a big family though, because my mum and dad, like both of their sides, their parents, their granny, their mums, my grannies, they each have like 14 like first grandchildren. So I've come from a big family.
Oh my God.
I know, you see Christmas, geez, the hole in your pocket.
No TV in the house, Corey. No TV in those days, dear. Nothing else
Didn't have
to do.
Disney Plus, didn't have Netflix, and it shows. Because now that they do have it, that's all they do is clocked it. And yeah, I literally always kind of felt a wee bit different. Just in the sense of like my catchphrase, the catchphrase my family always used to say about me was like, oh God, where'd we get him from? Because I was always a little bit outspoken, a little bit, didn't really fit the mold, shall we say. People watching their P's and their Q's. I'm a very like inquisitive person, and I just like have like a thrill for like curiosity in life. So I might always maybe say the wrong thing, but not with a bad intention. Just I usually would just say what will come to my head. And I really find myself and my confidence more when I went to like amateur dramatics as a child. And then from that, I realized there's actually a lot of people out there like me that are a little bit weird and silly and crazy. So that's when I realized that the drama avenue was like my first lane where I probably felt the most safe.
Well, setting the drama aside just for 2 seconds, what was your main, what were you like at school? Did you like school? Did you hate it? What about school?
So, funnily enough, so in primary school, I did get bullied to begin with, but the school that I went to, I actually subbed in it quite recently, like a couple of years ago, and I met a few of the teachers that taught me who I loved, and it was funny hearing their perception of me at school.
Okay.
And apparently, this sums me up. You're gonna love this. Apparently, one of my teachers, he had me for like P4. We were doing PE in the hall, and they were obviously just checking to see like our fitness. And one minute they were like, right, when I say green, you're gonna jog around the space. When I say red, you're gonna jump up and whatever. And there was a point that we were all involved. And then the next thing the teacher went, when I say yellow, you have to skip. And apparently I stopped what I was doing and I went over to the teacher and was all, My daddy says I'm not allowed to skip.
Tell me this, were you in nativity? Did you have nativity at your school? Was that all done away with?
Oh yeah, I was a bit of an overachiever. I was in all the school shows. I was the head of the school choir. I sang all the solos. And it got to the point that when it came to reading the novel in the class, the teachers just used to always ask me to do it because I had to do all the voices and all.
Do you know, Corey, I actually get the impression now. I want to explain this about you because I don't think you'd like to. I don't know if I want to go as far as say to be the center of attention, but you like to be seen.
I
Would that
like
be
to be I
correct?
like to be seen, but I like to be in control when I'm seen.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as we progress through the school, right?
Yeah.
By the way, just very quick question: what did you not like in school? What didn't interest you?
What didn't interest me, especially in secondary school, was subjects that didn't interest me were ones that were very just like the answer was black and white.
Mhm. What about
Because I'm such a
maths?
yeah,
Or
like
is that not
maths,
really come about? Is it?
science, stuff like that. I prefer the creative subjects because I like the idea that there's more than one answer that you can sort of analyze and have your own perception on things and what you think things might be or what a writer or someone is trying to say.
Yes, yes.
I
And
like
then
that subjective approach.
yes, So as I say, the mainline stuff really wasn't for you. You were more into your drama. You were more into expression. You were all
Yeah,
into yes.
yeah.
So when we eventually left school, what happened then, Corey?
So
He's
I
laughing
when I was
there.
doing my UCAS, for those of you who know, when you're doing your UCAS, you have to put in like your preferred choices. I think at the time we had four choices of preference that you would apply for, and you'd send your personal statement and your predicted grades. And I just knew deep down that I needed to get away from here, and it was nothing to do with that I hate where I'm from. Like I'm proud where I'm from, but I just kind of felt like I wanted to go and experience life outside of a small town minority,
Yeah,
viewpoint.
yeah.
And all of my offers I put in were away. There was London, there was Liverpool, and I just knew that because if it was closer to the time and I put one in for Belfast, I feel like I might have easily been swayed if my friends asked me to stay here
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
cause sometimes I can be a bit of a people pleaser. So I was like, nope, I'm going to put all those in and then that's it. And then I did my auditions and I fell in love with Liverpool and I went to Liverpool.
Liverpool. A lot of Irish people in Liverpool too. Corey was, and I don't know if there still is, but maybe then there probably was, wasn't
Oh
there? There.
yeah, you get that a
Mm-hmm.
lot. There's they're really, really there's a big Irish following over there. They're really big into like
Yes.
St. Paddy's Day, and
Yes.
they do like the Liverpool Irish Festival every year for like theatre
Oh.
and stuff. Yeah.
Go shake your shamrock, dear.
Oh, I have. Don't you worry, I've been in that festival plenty of times.
So, what did you do over in Liverpool? Talk about Liverpool with us
Yeah.
briefly, of
So,
course.
of course, I thought I was going to be the next big thing. So it turns out, but obviously they're already Humpty Dumpty already existed. So I did 3 years in doing a drama degree.
Hmm.
And whilst I was working there, sorry, when I was uni over there, I was working part time because obviously when you're a student, you've no money. So I was working like part time in retail. And then when I finished my degree, which I got 2-1 in, slay,
Very good.
um,
Hmm.
I wanted to stay there. And obviously I was like, right, well, I'm going to have to maybe work my way up in this retail place to fund the lifestyle that I want, to pay bills and stuff.
What
So
about your parents? Could just ask you very quickly, because I actually said this to you yesterday, so I'm going to ask you on camera. When you said you wanted to do drama and all that, I had with my father there says, no, you're going to the factory to work. You're going to the factory. You know what I mean? How did they support you when you turned around and said you wanted to do drama? Because it's not something that maybe everybody would want to do,
yeah,
for future career.
yeah, like my mom and dad, more so my mom, like my mom and dad are both supportive, but my mom is like my biggest cheerleader.
Hmm.
And I don't know whether that comes from me being her only son, the blue-eyed boy.
Oh,
She's,
absolutely, sir.
she's very protective of me, but I think because that's the avenue that I enjoyed and it was something that I was passionate about, my mom and dad were just like, if that's what you want to do, but also keep in your mind frame that you do need money on the table to pay for things. So I always had the
Yes.
perception that like it never was going to be like once you get your degree, that's you. Like you have to have financial stability, and then from that, you can find avenues to like have that creative outlet to see what happens. But
Yes.
my granny's like my granny on my dad's side. I'll never forget. I was in like my first year at uni, and I was home for the summer, and I was sitting down having a cup of tea, and she was just like, "Corey, would you not be a doctor?"
Yeah.
And I went, "What?" And she was like, "Would you not be a doctor?" And I was like, no, because I don't like blood. And she was like,
Mm,
but just think of the money. And then she was like, and I was like, Nanny, like, no word of a lie. This is the same nanny that, because all my family cousins were all girls, the boys tended to be a lot younger than me. So when I was like around my teens, they were like children, if you get me, like babies.
mm-hmm.
So I would surround myself around that. And anytime I was with my, my girl cousins, my granny would be all, Corey, stop playing with your cousins, your girl cousins. And I'd be like, why? And she'd be like, go outside there, hang around with them fellas and get yourself into mischief. And I was like, what do you mean get myself
No.
into mischief? She was like, go and throw stones. I went, excuse me, Nanny. I was like, I won't do that because I'd like a career. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Um, so she had that perception. Um, but I had the support from mum and dad, and then
Good. That's good.
yeah, and then I was doing really well in retail. I worked my way up, and I became like a store manager.
Mm.
And shout out to Lipsy London. I was the store manager of Lipsy London in Liverpool.
Oh, excuse us.
Last student and beating all the gals for their proms and their weddings and stuff, which I loved, you know, because I was just myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'd get them into that dressing room, and I would be like, right, you're going to try this on. You're going to come out, and I'm going to give you a mark out of 10. And they'd come out, and I'd be like, 6. You look like you're going to the shop to get an Argos parcel next. Like I was just so like real with them, you know, because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
when they're with friends, friends might just tell them what they want to hear.
Oh, you look lovely, but they look like something dragged out of a
Yeah,
bush. I know what you
I
mean. I
wouldn't.
know what you mean.
Yeah, but I wouldn't completely cut them to the bone. Do you
No.
know what I mean? Because obviously, at the end of the day, like you want them to come back. But I was just honest, and then I wanted to be more creatively fulfilled because the best thing I loved about that job was the merchandising, was the customer service. But you see the things like the targets and the data and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I was just like, sorry, I'm not a scientist. See you
No.
later. So I went back to uni to do my master's in musical theatre. So I did Liza.
Was this
And
was this still in Liverpool?
yeah, it was in Liverpool, so it was. Um
Liverpool.
Liverpool. I did that, and I realized that there's so much that I could do with the likes of drama and music and like singing,
Mm-hmm.
like in terms of helping people, because part of my degree I did a little workshop with older men and women who are in a home who've got like dementia and Alzheimer's. So I used to
Okay.
go and I used to help them, and I used to like perform to them and talk to them. And I realized like the power of using those tools for the good, like whether it's helping somebody mentally or coping. And that kind of got my mind thinking, being like, what could I do with this? Um, so I kind of thought about I would love to use this for like kids, and
Mm-hmm.
especially like non-verbal children who maybe have a lot of stuff going on that they can't like, you know, express their frustration or use that out. So that's why I started working in a school as a one-to-one with a guy who had autism. He was very academically gifted, but he struggled with his confidence and his social emotional regulation.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked there for like a year, and he went from someone who was whispering to me in the classroom his answers to at the end of the year hosting the school sports day on the microphone.
Oh
And I was just
no.
like, yes. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
my work here is done. And then the school asked me if I would do my teaching through them. It was like an apprenticeship. So I would
Mm-hmm.
work 4 days doing the job. And then my 5th day was uni via
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like this, just kind of like a few like webcam and stuff. And then that was me. So I had my master's, my
Are we
bachelor's.
still are we still in Liverpool or are we back
Yeah,
home now? We're
still in
still in
Liverpool.
Liverpool? Just
Yeah.
you've done a lot over there, dear.
Yes. So I had my master's, my bachelor's, and my teaching degree. So I had 3 degrees by the age of 26.
Precious moments.
You know,
Go ahead.
overachiever. Um, and then I wanted to escape Liverpool because I had a really toxic relationship.
Okay.
So I needed to get out of there. So I moved to Madrid and I was teaching English and drama for British Council in Madrid.
Okay. Right. Okay. And then, when did you eventually come back to Lurgentown?
So Lurgan it's a quiet village. I came back January 2022.
Okay. Not that long ago, really?
Not that
No,
long
maybe three
ago.
years. No. And
Yeah,
how did that feel? Was that a big bang? The reality was from where you were, what you have been
yeah,
doing, back to Lurgen.
yeah. It was more so I kind of felt like I went back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I lived in such liberal places for like 9 years, where like my norm
Yeah.
was walking up the street and seeing like an array of genders, an array of relationships, just holding hands, walking into the local bakery. Like that was just the norm for me. Whereas coming
Yeah.
back here, being single, getting back on the apps, I kind of still felt like the internalized homophobia and shame was still a big thing here.
Absolutely. And you know something, even to this day, even though it's a lot better than what it was, it's still there. Still there,
It
but
is.
it's still there. I've been talking about this. We have been talking about this a lot recently. And it doesn't matter. Even though yes, it's not as much now. It has, but still. So you come back home. What happened next?
So I came home and my intention was just to stay for a year and just like save up, spend time with family because I did have a little bit of a guilt because I was away for so long. I
Yes.
wanted, especially because I've got my niece and nephew, they're like 4 and 7 now. I kind of wanted to be able to spend more time with them. And my intention was just to save for a year and potentially just go back to Liverpool because my best friend who's from Lurgan, she still lives there.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, 2, 1, bang, I met my partner. And I always said, I was like, I'm never going to find the love of my life locally, like in like Lurgan, Craigavon, Portadown, Armagh. Like I always thought it would be somebody, over in England or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere like that. And it was a surprise to me to find out that he was from Portadown, which is literally a 5 minute train journey from Lurgan.
See, that was handy there. No travel, just up in the train there, and you were
Oh,
there.
no, up on a train. Let me quick
Our
getaway,
wee,
just please.
our wonderful trains. So, how long have you actually been with your partner now? Then
3 years in November.
very nice, very nice,
Yeah,
very
three
nice,
years
very
in
nice.
November. And it's funny though, because it's not funny, but like our love story, shall we say, wasn't didn't go off to the best start.
Oh dear. Okay. Uh-huh. Go
Would
on
you
then.
like
Give us a give us a bit. Give us a
the tea?
teaser. Go on ahead. Go on
Um,
ahead.
so to be completely honest, Lillian, because I can talk to you because it's the Lord's Day, be honest, um, I was supposed to go to Belfast one Sunday with my friend, and the selfish person got COVID. How dare they? So they couldn't go. Hmm. So I was just
Desperate.
like, well, there's my bubble popped because at this
And
time I was,
there's you all dressed up and nowhere to go.
do you know what I mean? There was Galinda with no bubble. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I I was raging because I was living at home at this point. So I was like, any opportunity for me to be social, I would go to Belfast
Absolutely.
so I could just be
Abs
myself.
well, did it there.
You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean? So I was raging because I was like, I'm not going to go to Belfast on my own because I don't want to look like a pure creep here going around the place on my own. So I was just like, ugh. And my dad was making Sunday dinner, and dinner was going to be ready at 1 o'clock, and it was 12. And I thought, I have an hour to kill. I'm going to download the apps. So I downloaded the apps with the intention of nothing serious. I literally just thought, I'm bored. Let's see what we can do. And this person messaged me on a faceless profile.
Oh, I
And like
love
I
that.
said before, the way I'm very outspoken.
Yes.
I literally was like, and they sent me pictures in the chat, and I was like, "That's not you."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "It is." I was like, "No, it's not." And they're like, it is. And I was like, right, well, let's FaceTime then, prove it's you, because I'm not sitting here being catfished by pure Linda in Wales, 69-year-old. Do you know what I mean? We've all seen Catfish UK. And I oh, speak the devil, he's come down the stairs. And I hi, sorry, there's my doggies.
That's okay. It's all right. It's their home as well. It's their home. They have to come in. They want to be
Um
look.
this this is Rue after RuPaul.
Hi, Ray. Oh, she's watching her other daddy, I think, there, dear.
Yeah.
So, see, we're on the apps. No
Yeah.
photograph.
Yes,
No
no
photograph. And then all
photograph.
of a sudden, get a bloody photo down here now or a video, and I want to see what you are. I want to see. I want to see if you're a real person. It's not so much what you look like, to see if you're a real person.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, exactly. Because obviously, too, the crack with loads of faceless profiles here. You didn't know whether people were being genuine because there's still that internalized
Absolutely.
homophobia.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah, okay. So I hit the video call button on the app, and then he video called, and I'm telling him to go upstairs. He's pure looking at me, and it was him, and I was just like, oh, and I was like chatting to him. And at this point, I didn't know where he was from. I just knew that he was local, and we were just chatting, and we were just laughing on the camera. And I was like, where are you from? And he was like, Portadown. And I thought, you're a liar. I was like, stop talking absolute out of your nose, like. And he was like, no, I am. And I was like, stop the bus. I was like, I'm from Lurgan. And he was like, what are you doing today? And I thought, well, I was supposed to go for coffee with my friend and go out, but obviously they got COVID. And he was like, do you want to go for coffee? And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm free with my dad. I could maybe get the train down to Portadown and meet you. And then we did. I went down and met him. And I'm not a nervous person when it comes to people, especially when I didn't really have intentions of anything going anywhere. And I got off the
Absolutely.
train and I seen him. And I started getting a bit like, oh my God. I was like, he's lovely. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Corey, like, I started thinking about what I was going to say, where normally I'm just off the bat. And we went for coffee. And boys, can we stop playing? My dogs love to pretend the Torval and Dean doing the bolero every time I'm doing something. No. And basically, I made him laugh, and the coffee came out his nose. And I was like, oh, we're getting somewhere. And then after that, we went back to his, and we listened to music for a couple of hours. And I left this date thinking it was the best date ever. And then he ghosted me for a week.
Ghost you for a week. How did you feel over that, there? Or did you think much about it at the time? Or
Normally it doesn't bother me, but because I knew deep down I had a really good date, I actually was questioning my sanity of like, do I live on planet Delirium? Because I was telling not my family, I was telling like my girlfriends and like my sister, like, oh, I've had such an amazing date. So like to go from that to like not hear anything from them, I was like, Corey, you need to go to Bluestone. Like, there's obviously a perception that you are just not in tune with yourself. But then I just needed to get that closure of what was going on. So I just like a week later, I just like messaged them, just being like, look, if you're not interested, just let me know, because I don't really appreciate kind of just being like left in the dark.
no, it's not
Um,
nice. No.
it's not nice. But then fast forward, it turns out that the date that we had scared him.
Right. Okay.
My partner's neurodiverse. He's ASD and got ADHD.
Okay. Okay.
So he's never had a proper relationship before.
Right. Okay.
And his own inner demons, because of, he was always told, but not always told, but he always felt that, because obviously growing up with that, he's a lot older than me, he's 5 years older, growing up with being neurodiverse, he kind of felt like he would never find love, or he'd never equipped or anything successful.
So
I know that
did he
sounds
find
terrible.
did he find the whole thing overwhelming? Then it was just a
He
wee bit
found he found it
much.
overwhelming because he didn't expect it to go so well. Because when we met, there was just like an instant jolt. And he never had that with anyone before, so it kind of scared him, and he kind of thought he was holding on to this pure, deep, dark secret that he's got autism. And I was like, dude, I know you've got it. I was like, I knew from the minute that I met you. It's not, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and then I explained, I was like, that's you. That's part of you. I'm interested in you
Mm-hmm.
on everything that comes with that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still interested. And if anything, I told him, mental health doesn't scare me. I've been through it all myself. And
Oh, we've all been through it there.
you know what I mean? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
but never ever feel that you can just keep things bottled up. Like, speak to me and I'm here, and we can take things as slow as you want to.
Absolutely.
And then I
Yeah.
said that, and
So,
then 3 months later, I moved in.
ah! Oh, yeah, Aunty Lillian, the wardrobe and all's ready.
Don't fix something that's not broke.
That's it. So, 3 years you're together now?
Yeah.
You're still together. So, let's shift over. In fact, just before we start going on about, we'll move on to TikTok. Let's talk a little bit about your teaching. So, what do you do now?
Okay.
You teach, you do a bit of
Yeah.
teaching.
So
You
I'm a
do
special.
actually two different types of teaching. You've got your teaching, and then you've got your drama. You tell
Hmm.
us. You share with us there.
Yeah. So I'm a special needs teacher, and
Okay.
that's my day job.
Yes.
And a big thing about me is, I think, with everything, like I spoke about my drama, like one of my big things that I bring to the table is, like emotional regulation and trying to get children to communicate, their needs and keep them regulated.
Hmm.
So like my approach is less about your ABCs. It's more about life skills and helping them, fight any inner demons that they've got, and try my best. This is what I'm interested in, is to kind of try and provide a voice for those that can't speak for themselves. Um,
Absolutely.
I think that's important, and especially because I think there's like a stigma associated with children who are special educational needs. It's kind of just like some people, and it might just be like ignorance because they haven't really dealt with it before, but I think there's that sort of stigma that they're kind of just like put into this box, but in
Hmm.
reality their brain is just wired differently. So
Yeah.
there's a lot in there, and I just wanted to kind of make it my vocation to let people see them for what they are, and that they can be successful and they can
Yeah.
do things with their life. It's not a negative. It's just, this is an obstacle, and I'm going to try my best to try and get
Hmm.
you through that obstacle.
Hmm.
And I also teach drama. My friend Tammy, shout out to Tammy, Dreams Academy. She runs a performing arts academy for kids aged 3 up to 15. And since I've been home, I started off just like covering for her, and then we've kind of just became like a partnership.
Is this
Um,
children with special needs or everybody? Just
this is
everybody?
everybody. This is
Everybody?
everybody. So I do that Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But quite recently, we're starting in November. A special needs class on a Saturday.
Okay.
Like it's more of like a sensory, um,
Yes.
less, like kind of like
Hmm.
environment.
Hmm.
And that's something that we're going to be doing. And yes, I'm just teach, teach, teach.
Do you know something, Corey? It's good that you're doing something like that because, see, I know you're talking about the special needs day, but even other children as well. There's nothing for them. There's very little for children to do.
Mhm.
It's giving them an interest. I don't want to say the word take them off the streets, but I think you understand what I mean. It's somewhere for them to go. It's giving them a bit of focus,
Totally. And I
instead
think,
of stuck at home and taking them off screens as
yes,
well.
taking them off screens, remembering that, I think especially with COVID and everything, a lot of children more so are suffering or a little bit more
Hmm.
open about their lack
Hmm.
of social skills, and
Yes.
it's nice to be in that environment where they're able to play and be silly in a safe environment with no judgment.
Yes. Absolutely.
Um, which is important
Absolutely.
because all those skills you can use later in life. Like, you know, I use a lot of the skills I've learned through drama that I use in my teaching, that I use like day to day, going up and speaking in front of a lot of people and stuff like that.
I think your babies are missing you because I can hear them in the
Yeah.
background.
Wait.
It's all right. It's their, as I say, it's their home. It's their home. Right. So let's go to TikTok now. No. So yes, we'll go to what's this on the list here. Yes, let's go to TikTok. When
Mhm.
did all this begin? When did TikTok all come into your life? What happened, Corey? That's where everything went downhill. That's what
Yeah.
Aunty Lillian says. I'm only joking. So when did TikTok evolve? Where did this all come from then?
So I was actually a late bloomer with even just downloading TikTok because I was so like I never really understood it because my perception of it was when I was teaching kids in like Liverpool, because I taught drama over there too for Lippa on the weekends. Um, I just thought it was an app that people would learn dances and copy. Because at the time, you know, people do like all the wee dancing challenges, and I'd be like, please, like, get off your phone. But it wasn't until
Mm-hmm.
COVID happened, when obviously I had loads of time on my hands, that I downloaded it and
Absolutely.
seen that there's so many different avenues. But I didn't start posting properly until like January this year, January, February, like properly.
Is that all? Just January and February this year?
Yeah, like I posted a video maybe just before that of like me reacting to like a show that I was on, but like I just started maybe taking it serious like around January, February of like actually posting content. So I started off doing like a
Mm-hmm.
cooking video, and then I went from cooking videos to like doing a day in the life, like doing like a date night with me and my partner, to doing hotels. And then I kind of went from that to traveling, um, food reviews, day in the life, shopping
What
hauls.
I find it fascinating is the way you can condense what you do into one video. You know, like say the cooking, say a holiday, you can condense sometimes that into one video, but people are getting enough information. You know what I mean? Say, for instance, you go to a hotel or something, you go, Dave. I'm going to show some videos. Actually, you know, we'll start with a wee video.
Okay.
The one I'm going to start off is you mentioned, so you tied me in beautifully because we're going to look at one of your cooking videos. I think you're making pie. You're
Oh
making
yes, I think this is chicken and mushroom.
chicken and mushroom pie. Now, remember, I said you never want to show a video. I have to turn your mic off, but I will turn it back on once you come back on. So let's watch one of our Corey's videos. I don't like watching videos myself, Corey. I sit and hate. Right, I'll turn you off. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
Hey angels, I'm back by popular demand. Oh, now it's time for some chicken and mushroom demure pie. We've got some chicken, salt and pepper, some porcini dried mushrooms, milk, shiitake mushrooms, an egg, some butter, some flour, and some short crust roll your own pastry. You're going to get the porcini mushrooms, the dried ones, and put them in a bowl with boiling water. The rest of the mushrooms, you slice and dice and make sure there's mushroom for more in that container. I didn't record the onions, but here you are. There's 2 onions sliced and diced to make them nice. Then you're going to get some garlic. Put it in a press. You can slice it if you want, but I love the drama of squeezing it, sister. Come on, you can do this. Get it out. Apologies, that wasn't very demure of me. Then you're going to have your setup here. You've got your porcini mushrooms, your regular mushrooms, and your onion and garlic combo. Get your onion and your garlic mix. Put it in the pan of oil. Oil and boil, bubble and troil. Then you're going to make a roux with some butter and some flour, a little bit at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't know, I wasn't there. But then you're going to keep it going until it's a dough consistency. Add your juice from the porcini mushrooms. Mix and mix till you get this consistency. You're going to add the mushrooms to the onion mix and add some milk to the roux. Get your chicken, brine it, and add the remaining mushrooms into your mix. Get some Philadelphia and mix them all together. There's me showing you the brine chicken. Oh, the snow is falling in Lurgan. Then you're going to roll up your pastry as thin as you want. Place it over the oven dish that is buttered, just to let you know. Nice and tight. Once you get it in, be as rough as you want to be. If you work with it, it'll work with you. Hey. then with your knife, you're going to cut. Oh, very demure. Nice. And, yep, classy. Cutesy. And then very mindful, you're going to get your pastry and fill any remaining holes or gaps to make it perfect. Get your brown chicken, slice it up. It's browned for more flavor. We did season with loads of salt and pepper. Trust the process, people. Cut it to how you want. And then you're going to add the mixture together and put it in the dish. This isn't grilled, just enjoy the process, trust. Then you're going to repeat the process of making the top of the pastry. Roll it till you get a thin consistency and put it on top and make it very cutesy, very demure. And then the back end of the knife you're going to use to do some line work. Pie, I don't think you're ready for this pie. Pie, I don't think you're ready for this pie. Cook it for 180 for an hour, and this is what you're left with, people. Oh, Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn will be down for this. But she can't swallow because
She couldn't swallow because she lost her head.
I know. I just got. Now you made a pie there in total nearly of under 3 minutes. How long would it take you to make a video like that? Say, for instance, that cooking video, because obviously you have to stop, do another bit of the cooking, and then whatever. How long did that video basically take you to make?
Oh my God, because it was one of my first ones, it literally really stressed me out. It took me ages. Like, there was so much footage, and I was just like, cut.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I filmed that for like about an hour and a half.
You see? And you know, sometimes I'm sitting here, she's starving, AJ. I'm sitting here. I ain't starving, dude.
I'll send you up a wee pie, love. Sure, you're only
Oh, Sarah. Aunty Lillian likes a wee pie, dear. So we went from cooking. That was just, so basically we'll use that as, maybe it wasn't, but we'll use that as the start, right? What came after cooking? Then we went into where did the wee mentions to the local business? When did they sort of come into things? Or am I going round the wrong order?
Yeah, so I started off doing more things with my partner, like, you know, like doing like hotels and like restaurants and like day in life stuff. And because I'm from Lurgan, and one thing that I'm very proud of about Lurgan is that they do really good food.
Yes.
So then I started like going to like my locals, like the Courthouse for food, and filming that, doing going to, there's a wee sweet shop in Lurgan, and they're lovely. I always go in, and I was like, said to them, I was like, can I film a wee video for you and just like about your business? Because I was talking to them and they were saying that TikTok was like a new thing for them, and they've got quite a good following on Facebook, but TikTok is quite new for them. And I was just like, well, I'll try my best to try and get a wee video up for you. And then just from that, I was just like, I just want to support local people, local businesses, and especially everything going on with COVID and stuff. I just think it's important.
Which, you know, I have been to, Aunty Lillian does too. I've been to Chippies, I've been here. But we actually have a wee connection, Corey, that we didn't know about. And that's how that's how I found you. This is the connection. And I'll talk to you in a minute. Hang on. Because I have something to say about this. Hang on. Oh, hold on, Corey.
So, guess what? Yes, I know I'm a legend, but that's not what I'm asking you to guess. So, this amazing company, Brownies on the Hill from Belfast, they reached out to me because I'm such a foodie. Like, look at me. I do know that they stock the tray bakes for the treetop in Lurgan, so they've kindly gifted me some treats. So let's open up and see what we got, y'all. Just trying to make this like aesthetically pleasing, but like, let's be real, I'm in my kitchen, filming on my iPhone. I think, from what I can see, there's a Biscoff brownie, 15 slice, caramel square, and some sort of like crumbly slice. Let's try it. So I'm going to start with the caramel square. If you don't like the crunch, cover your ears. Here we go. Stop. Oh my god. Stop the actual bus and get off at the next stop to Belfast, because Holy Mother Mary, Jesus, divine. Oh my god, that's pure, like the crumble your granny made you when you were younger. Unreal. 15 slice. Oh my god. Stun. And last but not least, the Cibrone. Here we go. Girl, I know why you're called Brownies on the Hill. Because you'd literally climb Mount Everest to get this brownie. Unbelievable.
Nah. I know it's going to kick off here, dear.
Here we go.
I was at Brownie's the Hill Factory. You are Christine. Have you met Christine, have you?
Not in person, no.
Oh, she's a lovely girl. She's in my house. No, dear. Still my toilet roll. Well, anyway, it's in my house. And the next thing was, I went down to the factory. I got 1.15. I don't want to shout because this make how do you get a max? How do you get a max? Wait, I tell you something. I have never in my life, when I was down there, and there's no word of a lie, there is no artificial stuff goes in. It's pure butter, artery hell. And that smell, Corey, sweet. I gotta tell you, so I don't think I work down there, dear, because I think after a while I feel a wee bit bokey, you know. But their stuff is unbelievable. Our Christine, dear, she's like something of Charlie's Angels. That's another story. But honestly, so they approached you. Did you mention them or something, or what happened there?
So,
A bit of a fight there, dear.
The dogs probably just spotted a cat.
Dear.
It was probably one of our cats. We've got 2 cats too. Carl and Linda. And the question, yes, Christine.
Yes.
So I met. There's a girl called Lisa who runs Cheesecake My Day, which
Who
is
I know as well.
unreal cheesecakes. Not good for you if you're on Manjaro, but like stunning. And I met her through a creators brunch that my friend Emma Walsh hosted. She hosted it in the Sego in June. And I met it was all like small local businesses run by women. And I got to know her through that. And then we kind of like support each other on TikTok. And one of the days I was on a live with Lisa and Christine was on. And Christine actually had already followed me. And then then Lisa was talking to me and she was like, do you know him? She was like, I follow him on TikTok. And she was like, yeah. Oh, Corey's brilliant and whatever. She was like bigging me up. And the next thing, Christine was like, I'll send you a box. You do me a video. I thought, no bar. Here's my postcode.
Yeah. Well, all joking aside, our Christine did. She Devar Stewart, my twin brother, who's 30 years younger, dear.
Yes.
She gave him a voucher and all for his raffle and all. So she's nothing nice, only a wine, you know. And Lisa's a lovely girl. She's my house too, dear. They'll come in my house and lift all around them. Corey take toilet roll and everything. Dear. I can't keep up with it.
Well, I need to come then. I need to get into this. You must have lovely toilet roll. Is it from? Is it Alpha?
No, it's whenever I stay out of the hospital there when it was out the appointments.
Those big massive ones that you get.
I last per month there. Right, so moving on from the businesses, this is what I really want to talk about is the holidays. Let's go. So obviously you love traveling. Right, so I have a couple of wee videos here. Now, only wee snippy yippies, right? But I want to ask you a wee snippies. Now, let me see which one I'm going to see here, because there's a couple here. What do we see? See, this thing here, it's very hard to see. Let's see what one I'm going to pick. What do we see, dear? Well, we'll press this and hope for the best. I think we'll go for this one. So let's see what this is. Because I don't know and you don't know. So let's see. Hold on. Oh, that's your chicken. I'm talking about that too. Right, I pressed the wrong one. But we'll talk about that anyway. You actually went to KFC. I'm going to tell you something. You're brave. I wouldn't go to KFC. I don't think... Now, you lived in Liverpool, right? Would you agree with your Aunty Lillian that the KFC on the mainland is far nicer than the KFC here? Now, that's Aunty Lillian's opinion. Over to you.
I
You're
agree.
the expert.
No, I agree. I literally wouldn't really get KFC, but that time, I was just doing drama camps with my friend Tommy, and we ended up. She went to KFC. She had her kids, and she was like, "Well, should we just get something before our next class?" And she was talking at the time. I was on the health kick, summer bod. And she mentioned that new rice bowl, so I just thought I'd go and try it. And then I just thought,
nice. It actually did look nice. It did. That's why I was shocked because
it was good. Like I'll give it to them, and it's probably the first KFC that I had that didn't give me the bubble and tubble on the toilet.
Thank you so much, because I'm exactly the same, Corey. I don't know what it is. I just don't, without being too controversial, I don't think there's enough effort that's put into some of the fast food chains here that is put in over on the mainland, and that's Aunty Lillian's opinion.
You just can't get the staff since COVID-19.
No, you can't get the staff because nobody wants to work there. It's desperate. Right. Let's go back to where we were originally going to talk about holidays. And I think we're actually going for a day trip to London now, Corey. I think it's the London one.
With me and Brona?
I think it's you and our Bronas here. So hang on, I'll just pause you here. And then we'll go here.
Anders, come with us to travel to London. There's me and Brona, very excited in the lounge in Belfast City, where we sat very nice and pretty and stuffed our faces. We've got our birthday badges, our champagne, aka apple juice, and cheers, my dears. Our flight got delayed, but that meant more time in the lounge. This crazy woman started coming up to me. Oh, it was Brona.
Doing our obligatory video in case the plane goes down. You know who to share on Facebook.
We were given an exit row, and I had to give Brona the window seat because I don't trust my intrusive thoughts. Can't have a flight without snacks and beverages. We were chatting away to the cabin crew, said we were celebrating our birthday weekend, and guess what? They give us a personalised birthday card and some champagne. Literally, everybody was jealous. Oh, and then they give us a bottle of champagne to take with us. Cue the birthday sash. Boom. Just to get this straight, we did not put on our birthday sashes until we got off the plane. You just reap what you sow when you be a decent human being. We got the tube to our hotel. Jose, the manager, gave us a free complimentary drink. And here she is, strutting her way to our room. We were staying in the Apex City of London Hotel, nice and modern. Lovely room. They gave us a wee duck and some robes, saying have a quack of a time. Nice big window. There's Anastasia left outside alone. Nice big open shower with a posh bath. Look at where the taps are. And whilst I was having a poop, Brona surprised me and decorated the room because she is what? An icon. We got ready and look at the lovely view of the Tower of London on our way to the tube. The tube system is so easy. Literally tap your phone, not you. There was this gorgeous dog that everyone was obsessing with, and we were on our way to Chinatown because we were starving. We walked for what felt like 30 seconds, and then we decided to go to this place that was like a Chinese buffet. We paid like £20 a head, all you can eat with a drink, which we thought was great because it's London. So we stuffed our faces and made our way to the main event, Titanic. We showed our tickets and we went down the stairs to the stalls. It was a really nice, cute, intimate theatre. nice architecture and history in it, so it felt really like bougie, but in the best way. People were getting their obligatory photos, and as we were waiting to start, there's the Heart of the Ocean on the stage. Got a wee mango sorbet and a programme. The show was The show was 10 out of 10. It was the campus unhinged thing I've ever seen. After, we went home and we got a nice little drink, and we were talking to Robert to give us another voucher.
Hold on. Turn you back on again here because I'm going to shout here, dear. Hang on. How you managed to get all these free samples? I'm not amused.
I'm just a natural flirt, but I don't even mean it.
But you're right, the theatres in London, because I answered the Aunty Lillian's connections in London, the theatres in London are amazing. And you say the architecture, it's all part of the atmosphere when you're watching. It's not just, I know it's might sound silly, I know you're going to watch what you're going to watch, but it makes it part of it, because you're in a proper theatre. Some of them are actually underground. It's unbelievable, London is amazing. By the way, you went to Chinatown there. What was the name of that place you went to? Can you remember? That place you had your dinner in Chinatown? Wasn't Mr. Wu's? Wasn't such a disaster, that place?
No, it wasn't Mr. Wu's. I can't think of the name top of my head, but I remember it was some sort of Chinese buffet place.
We went to Chinese buffet called Mr. Wu. Mrs. Wu sits and does the telling. You don't leave. You don't leave without paying Mrs. Wu's way up a street.
No, it wasn't that one, no.
No, she's desperate, dear. I want to get on the wrong side of her, dear. So, Corey.
Yes.
What does the future hold for you? Maybe we'll go over social media first. Is there anything on TikTok? I know we've only showed you today a brief, but there's loads of videos there, folks. There's loads of information. But one question very quickly. What do you pinch out of the hotel rooms? Do you ever bring anything home?
1,000%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's typical idea. I bring the kettle. I bring the towels. I have everything. Mini bar and suitcase. Thank you. You've had your money.
I bring home the hair dryers.
But you ever notice in hotels, it doesn't matter how posh the hotel is, the kettles are shite. It's then we premiere in kettles. It takes 2 hours to boil. What is that all about?
I don't know, but see, I'm past that now because we would go to the lounges and then we would just bring our Tupperware and steal not steal because we paid for it, steal all our stuff from the lounge, and then that way we have free snacks for our hotel room. And I'd always make sure I have a refillable bottle of water because most airports now have free water that you can just fill up. Because the bother paying what £3 to £6 for a bottle of water that's probably from Craigavon Lakes. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so here's 3 questions for you.
Okay.
Bum. Right? First of all, where in the world or where would you like to go to where you haven't been yet? Have you maybe planned it already? Where would you like to go?
So one was actually planned, but then we cancelled because everything going on in America. So I was supposed to go to Boston over Halloween and spend Halloween day and night in Salem. You know where the Salem Witch Trials?
Over the witches, yes.
Just go back to McCoven for the day.
Oh dear. Aunty Lillian in their broomstick.
So I'm really into like spooky and horror kind of thing. So I would always wanted to go to Salem. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. And then I've always wanted to go to New York, obviously, because Broadway. And
how many times have we did that this morning? So, second question. Have you ever had a holiday? I don't want to say a holiday from hell. But what's been the worst, basically, place you've been to where you're not overly fond? Maybe you were disappointed. Can you name anywhere like that? Don't worry, you can share with Aunty Lillian.
Yep. Pisa.
Okay.
In Italy.
And what was wrong, Cora?
What was right?
Horrible.
it wasn't the fact that it was because maybe I should have done more research, but we stayed in Airbnb, me and my ex and my best friend at the time, we went and we booked for like a couple of days, and we thought Pisa was a lot bigger than what it was.
Yes.
But Pisa was just basically the Italian Lurgan.
Okay.
You literally,
Yeah.
once you'd walked out and you'd seen the entire Pisa, you turned the corner, you're back at your place. There was literally nothing there. And when we had went, the weather, it rained, and it kind of felt like everything that we did just went wrong. And we went to go and do things on the weekend, and then it was closed because it was like a Sunday. And it just became one of those holidays from hell where it was just like everything just went wrong. But then but on the opposite side of that, like one of my favorite places that I've ever been to is Rome in Italy. Like that's right up there in my top 2. So I think it's just Pisa itself I would avoid. It would be like if you were ever going to do like a tour of like Italy, you'd maybe stop in Pisa for like an hour, and then you'd go back
Right.
on the train to Florence or whatever. Pisa's just not a piece of me, yeah. Do you know?
No, not really, dear. So, the final question, Corey. By the way, folks, if you want to check out Corey on TikTok, it's at Content by Corey.
Woo!
There's loads. I'm only giving you a taste of the day, dear, because we are on limited time, dear. But Corey, we're going to finish off on a different note today.
Okay.
Because you're actually doing a little appeal, a little charity appeal type thing. So I want you. Well, we'll play the video first, and then we'll talk about it after. We'll discuss it further. So let's watch this wee video that I hope anyway will play the right one there. Hang on, we'll see. Where are you? There you are. Here we go.
Hey, Christmas crackers. If you don't know me, I'm Corey. I'm an SEN teacher who understands the pressure at Christmas for your children to have the Santa experience like every other child out there. Just want to let you know, I see you. And I know how overwhelming it can be for your children in busy environments. So I am offering my services this year. Santa's Surprise Stop, where I come to your doorstep to spread some tailored magic to suit your individual child's needs. This also is available just for any other families out there struggling financially to get to Santa's Grotto. And don't think I've forgotten about you, the parents, the unsung heroes all year round. I'm lightening your load by providing groceries this year to any families affected this year financially or mentally. And this appeal is called Cooking for Cause Christmas Edition. So, if you would like to donate any of these causes, please click the links in my bio. I've got wish lists from Amazon. I'm also going to be doing a lot of the grocery shops in my local supermarkets. So if you know anyone in Lurgan, Craigavon, Portadown area who would do my services, please do message me. My causes this year have been inspired by the Queen herself, Emma Walsh. She is doing the Mrs. Claus appeal, helping to provide gifts this year for any family struggling. So I will tag her in this video and you can come and support her too. So thanks for listening. Oh.
Okay, and when does this actually start? Is it started now, Corey?
Yes, I just posted that video yesterday. So the plan is, so with the first one, the Santa's Surprise Stop,
Yes.
that would kick off in December. So right now, it's just a process of spreading the awareness so that families who have got SEN kids or ones who are struggling financially are getting in touch, and then I'm making it my best way to put them on a list and work out dates that suit them and their family. And I've already got a few people that have reached out already, which is amazing. And I even had a lovely girl, she made like a video replying to mine, basically saying that like she's got a child who's got ASD, but she's 14, and she was saying she wished something like this was available for her at the time, which made me a little bit emotional. And because that one's really important, obviously the job that I'm in, but also because I know what it's like with social media, even with my sister. Like, my sister's got neurotypical kids, but that pressure of having to do everything, like go to the pumpkin patch, go to Santa's Grotto, do an Easter bunny hunt, all this stuff. And it's like, that doesn't define you as your success as a family or your success as a parent. You know, your job is 24/7 all day, every day. So I kind of just thought, if there's something that I can do to make them have a little bit of a more easier Christmas and spread magic, because obviously too, you know, they probably want to be able to do those things with their kids, but they just can't. So if there's anything that I can make them feel a little bit more included, I'm going to do it. Um, and the second one about cooking for cause, I do know that obviously prices are going up and people might not, you know, have big families, or they do have big families, but they can't afford to really have a big Christmas dinner. So I just thought, well, I'm going to try my best to supply little care packages for people that are in need, and try my best to give them groceries for Christmas Day, just to let them have a Christmas Day like everybody else. You know, for me, Christmas is community. You know, that's the main part of it. It's helping people, it's being kind. It's not about getting the latest iPhone. It's about remembering who you are as a person first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So where can we get information on this, Corey? On your TikTok, for starting
Yeah.
off with, yes?
Yes,
Which
on
is
my
at Content by Corey.
Content by Corey. So
Anywhere else?
if you go on my bio, and you go on
Mhm.
my Instagram, at contact by Corey _ on my bio, it's my link tree. When you click into that, it has all my links. It has my TikTok, it has my Instagram, and it has all my little links. So there's one where you can donate money if for the call,
Mhm.
for any of those causes, through Revolut. You don't need to have Revolut to send money. You just click it, put in what you want to send, and it goes through. And I put that in a little pot called Santa. And then the other two are wish lists. So one of them is wish list for food, for the care packages, for the cooking cause, and the other one is like presents, gift bags, and sensory toys for the kids, for the Santa secret stops.
Corey, do you ever get time for you, for yourself? Because you seem to be a very busy person. I know you go in these holidays and all, and I know that's time for you, but you seem to just keep. But I think you're like your Aunty Lillian. If you stop,
Yeah,
you wouldn't know what to do. You'd be lost. You know.
totally. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do like having time for me, but time for me might just,
Yes.
like, for me, it's just like retail therapy. You see, going grocery shopping on my own.
Oh,
I go down every aisle. I check every club
I'm the
card
same.
price. I live my best life. Like, that's my thing, just going and getting things. And it gives me so much joy. I'm such a feeder as well. I like to feed people. So, like, if you go into my cupboard, it's full of snacks. You know, even when I'm in work, I'm always having a bag of treats. And then I'll just like feed people. Like, I'll throw Snickers at them and go, eat this. And they're like, where'd you get that from? My mom doesn't matter, eat it. Like, I just love, I don't know. I think I'm just a giver.
Yeah, it's the same, dear. Well, Corey, thank you so much for joining your Auntie Lillian today on my episode 2 of my Puppet In podcast. Once again, folks, you can see our Corey at Content by Corey on TikTok, and he's just told me you can also find him on Instagram, which is at Content by Corey _. Isn't that right there? I know
Right,
it's
yeah.
not very technical these days, dear. My day
Woo!
was the wireless. But Corey, thank you so much. There's a lot we didn't get to, but I maybe bring you back and we'll do a part 2 of
Okay.
Content by Corey, because there is more I want to talk about, and there's a couple other things we didn't get talking to. But once again, thank you so much. Now, Corey, I don't know if you ever been to Auntie Lillian's lives or not. Now, there's something Auntie Lillian does at the end of her lives, and she likes you to join in. Are you up for
Okay.
it?
Always.
Hold on. Get your arm up. Right, folks, you all take care, and don't forget the most important thing. Get it up your way you're young. See you later. Bye.